As we gather to celebrate BCDI's expansion across Wisconsin, we have the privilege of delving into the stories of those who ignited the spark of change.
I was involved with BCDI years ago when I worked for Milwaukee Public Schools. And at that time, I was introduced to the concept by Wanda Montgomery. She told me about the program and all that it offered and how they were trying to encourage early education for youth, especially African American youth. And from there, it just grew. Quite often, I volunteer for activities and events that they do, whether it's myself personally or organizations that I am affiliated with. They have a variety of things that they do to give back, to promote education in the community, and those are the things that, as my schedule is available, I can participate in.
I just recall going to a NBCDI conference, and because of Marie Crockett, who was my director at the time, she was a big advocate at the YWCA who wanted to make sure that there was a voice for our children in our community. So, and at the time I worked for the YWCA transitional housing program, where there were lots of children there. So going to that first conference, we came back and we were so energetic and so excited about what we learned and what we saw. And we just knew that we needed a chapter here, there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to make a difference for our children in our community. So what inspired me was, one, Marie Crockett, rest her soul, and two, going to that first conference in Washington, D.C. and just saw how innovative and how proactive people around the country were when it came to making sure that Black children had a voice, and to make sure that they were able to grow up to be adults and live and make sure they have the right tools they need to be successful in this world. So that's what inspired me.
I think what keeps me personally engaged, or keeps it at the forefront of my mind, is the continuous need for services and programs that help to increase the quality of life, particularly for Black children. When you look at the state of Black America and what is happening with young Black children today, it's imperative that organizations such as BCDI exist to help develop and implement strategies that will help to improve that quality. When you look at what's happening with infant mortality in Wisconsin, education, you look at what's happening with jobs and economic development, housing, all of those things impact the child. If the child does not have a stable foundation, then what happens is they can't build upon that. And so the things that BCDI does is not only helps the child, but the family as a whole.
They're not just educating the child, they're educating the entire family. They're working with the educators to bring in, they're working with the policymakers to bring in, they're working with the families, they're working with the babies, they're working with the bookstores. You know, they are working in the community, with the community, for the purpose of educating our young children. And you know, if she's passionate about it, I'm passionate about it. And if you're really dedicated to something, then you're going to give it your all.
I think that BCDI in this space as a present can be a voice. And what I mean by that is they can be a voice for the children and their families in terms of what is truly happening. Because when you think about the number of nonprofit organizations, social service agencies that have become defunct, it's mind-boggling. Because now, who's serving the kids? Who's serving the kids? Who is the voice for the child? Who is the voice for the Black family when no one else will listen? And oftentimes, it's who you know. It may not be what you know, it's who you know and who's at the table. BCDI has a seat at the table. I think that would be a great role for them to have, because it can be a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves.
We all need to make sure that we have a voice for our children. We all want to make sure that our children grow up and that they live and enjoy life and be successful, and making sure that they have the education and the food resources that they need. So keep doing what you're doing, and see you soon.